What's up? It's your girl Savage Flower.
And it's your boy DJ Flip 305. You're now tuned into the Rock the Block Show.
Only on How Do You Need Radio Soul Flow.
You know, Fat C's. What's up? And we bringing in Mr.B,
Hey.
the founder, the manager. King, what's up? What it do?
I'm fucking amazing. Can I curse here?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I'm fucking amazing. Fucking marvelous. Everything's great.
Amen.
For real, I thought maybe I needed to do the.
Like, nah, I'm not doing all that. No, but yeah, everything is so good right now. All things aside is doing well. Gem Radio's coming back very soon. Keeping myself busy. Then you got my artists, they doing their thing. Fat C's got another album coming out called Lucky Luciano. Is it right? Is Luciano or Luciano?
Luciano.
I always say Luce like
you
Chic
know what?
Luce.
I'm so used to everybody fucking names up when it comes to me that, you know, I'm the man with many names, aliases, and album names.
We got Leroy Green with the Roses Project coming out. It's going to be coming out as a single series. And we got Nissa and the team with Easily Distracted too. Okay. So that's going to be coming out really soon. So, you know, a lot of things is going on.
And we're going to drop some of them for you people.
Yep.
Here.
We definitely got exclusives.
Yep.
So, you know, let's be organized with it. So before we get to the podcast, though, let's talk about Golden Era a little bit. Give the history for those that don't know.
I was broke. Like, you know, my job, I fucking fucked up my pay. And I was like, yo, all these people in Jersey City talking all this bullshit about who the best, who this and who that. And I was like, all right, prove it. I'm going to give you a beat. Rap over that shit. Make a song out of that shit. And then all that shit came, culminated to end up being called the Gem Tape. And since then, it was been like, you know, we've been steamrolling through. We started the Gem shows. We united a community of artists. You know, even though there was other people who were doing the same thing and they would love to take, you know, ownership of it, but I'd rather it be like this. Jersey City has an issue. We always had an issue with.
Everywhere got an issue.
Everywhere got an issue where no one wants to be united.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to, you know, work together. And I'm like, you know, everybody want to talk about, like, you know, like, no, this is competition. I'm like, well, at the end of the day, y'all still live in the same neighborhoods. Y'all not getting rich. Y'all nowhere. You're nowhere. So why the fuck should you waste time? Beefing with another nigga that's in the same predicament as you, and why not work to get out of the predicament together?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of bullshit that was going on during that time with, you know, people who were, coordinators and all types of other stuff, trying to pit people against each other. The majority of those people are gone. I'm still here. So, you know, it's the best. And, you know, to still be considered one of the people who always goes to back for a lot of the artists out over there is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is, and that's why I feel like with the talent that you have for curating and having an ear for good music and putting things together, that, you know, I could see you going farther than just Jersey. Like,
oh yeah,
you know, when I moved here, you know, the biggest reason I moved here is I said I felt like for me to go to the next level, I had to go somewhere else. I had to, you know, I had to start over. And I came to Miami, and, you know, I feel like with you have so much to offer many cities.
Oh yeah.
So
and that's why I'm trying to do a lot of more stuff outside. Like, you know, like I have TG, you know, Terrell, who reaches out to a lot of artists out in the UK because he's big with that UK scene shit. Mm-hmm. And I love like he's trying to build relationships with artists that, you know, particularly I would fuck with. You know, like a lot of what's been hard during the beginning years of Golden Era Music Group was me trying to find trust in other people to run with my baby.
Not only you.
Golden Era Music Group was my baby.
Yeah.
I really didn't like nobody having any say-so in it after the first year of what, and you know what happened during that first year.
Oh, no,
certain people were around and certain
the
things
DJ
happened.
fuck up. I'm not gonna hide it. The DJ fuck up.
Yeah.
The DJ that fucked up my last show before I moved to Miami, by the way.
Yeah.
Not the last.
Yeah, and that caused a lot of issues. But from that moment, it took a lot for me to trust other people with my business. Then it got to a point when I started talking to the good people over at Sound and Color. Shout out to them. And they was like, hey, you're stupid. You need to stop fucking around, not trusting nobody. You can't do this shit on your own. It took me a long time. It took a long time for people for me to see it that way, because it took me like at least 3-4 years to be like, all right, no more of this bullshit. I gotta start building a team that understands what I need and understands how we can get this shit done.
So what's the mission of Golden Era overall?
The mission is to always push the dopest music. That's just clean cut. That's it. But now, with podcasting, I'm trying to give more black people a voice. And not only just black people, just people in general who don't feel that they do have a voice. Because, a lot of people say, I want to start a podcast, but I don't know how to do it. I'm just like, man, let's go back to when we started our podcast.
Okay, let's do that, which I was just going to say. Let's talk about how did the podcasting come about?
Well, it came about because all y'all motherfuckers weren't making music.
Well, I was fighting kidney disease.
And
my kidneys just failed me at that time. Disease,
people were fighting like life. So I was just like, I got to figure out what the fuck I got to do. Because if y'all got life things going on, y'all had to do what y'all got to do. I'm not trying to rush nothing, because I know after all said and done, y'all gonna come out better artists after that. So I was gonna wait on that, but I was gonna go into another endeavor, which is gonna be podcasting. What was crazy was we had so many conversations on phone that would last hours, and I was like, we're wasting our time being on the phone doing this bullshit. We could make a show out of this.
Big facts.
And then the Indie Gold podcast was born. And we did...
How long ago was that?
That was like...
2015
to
like 2017.
2017. We at least spawned 2 soundtracks out of that. Ooh. Where we tried to every time we did episodes, we played at least like 3 joints. And every joint that made it to the episodes ended up being on the soundtrack. We wanted to put on for a lot of the independent artists that were out there, and especially when he was out in Miami. When you first went out to Miami, you was playing. You put Miami artists in your.
I was, because the first thing I did when I got out that hospital, bro. You know where I went to? I left Jackson Medical Center and I looked up where's the nearest studio, and I went to the studio. Mm-hmm. That's what I did, and I networked, and I knew, okay, I'm not ready to do music yet, but I'm gonna network. I networked, and yeah. That's why even when I met O, which by meeting O, I met everybody else here, and everything happened in the last 2 years. But when I met O, I told O, I have a vision of building culture, and O already had that vision. And I saw O and Tavi was already on that, and then Flip. But you know what though? Speaking of Flip, we're gonna take a quick little break though. Flip, what we got going on, man? Let's hit you some with that. Nah, not the Libre. What you want to hit, Charles?
You know what, man? We got a video coming out, the Sen Nombre from this 17 coming out next Friday. So we should play that.
All right.
My two. Flip taking a break. Y'all gonna vibe with us for
Definitely
a minute. You already know, but that
got
new
you,
track
Savage.
with Niz, what was it called? El Si Nombre.
Sin nombre.
Si Nombre. You know what he came
empty. I'm like, bitch, can you feel?
No, when he came up for the song itself.
Yeah.
This likes to use a lot of cultural references through our time. So, pretty much, he likes, that's his whole thing, to add humor. Some bars to what he does. Oh, shit. It's humor, bars, and everything like that. So, that's his whole thing. But Sonambre was a title that was given, because we did not have a title for this song, but we had a video done for it. Mm-hmm. So we was like, all right, we got this Spanish sample fucking record. What should we name it? So I'm talking with, Caesar and our homie Lex. And Lex was like, Sin Nombre. And I was like, the fuck that mean? So you don't remember what that means? Because I forgot.
Yeah, sin nombre. That means no name in Spanish. Just sound flyer in Spanish that way.
It does, and like if you still didn't have a name, it has a name now, but it still has no name. So fuck it. This is how it work. That's just his process at this point. Is just putting things together and making it sound right. So I give him full trust to what he does.
Nah, and you know what? He definitely one of my favorite artists over there, and not just because he's a golden era artist, like just in general, like Niz go hard. But I'm glad that you brought up Niz because one question I have for you is, give us here in Miami and for everybody listening all over, what's the scene like in New Jersey? Like a lot of people here in New Jersey, and right away they think about New York, or they even call us New York.
Yeah. Well, you gotta understand.
I mean, we close to New York,
you
but
understand there's a video floating around about how Raekwon stole some styles from New Jersey. So we can go up there, but we can leave that at where it is. But the scene in New Jersey is amazing at this point. We have an R&B scene, we have a rap scene, and I can tell you like artists that you really should be looking out for. Like in the R&B scene, most definitely Najee Young, Violet, and Karma. Most definitely should be looking out for them because they're fucking amazing. In hip hop, most definitely should be looking out for PD and Craze. Well, PDX Craze. If you look for them on social media, on like whatever,
SoundCloud, Spotify,
everything like that. Brain Orchestra, dope producer / rapper. Jay from Jersey gonna have another mixtape coming out called The Busy Tape coming out actually tonight. Anybody can go in their music group. Just putting the home team on for that. You got Niz 17, Leroy Green, yourself.
Definitely.
LeBray if he ever wants to come back to doing music again. There's a couple other people, man. Like there's so many artists out in Jersey that's doing their thing. Shout out to Seven Tribes, Kibo Hidi. Peter Goya, Koga Yokai, Clinton LG,
Louis
Ave, most definitely. We got something coming with him too because we getting ready to. I'm going to be executive producing in a project coming soon from Louis Ave very soon. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a couple other people. I hope I'm not. Oh, Good Food, dope producer, does house and hip hop production.
Yes.
So
how about even though He from Brooklyn, but he's from Jersey too. I gotta give it to the OG Rock Grizzly.
Rock Grizzly, the home.
Amazing album.
Yeah,
one of my favorites from
Seven
out of there.
Stages of Reflection.
But you know what though, I want to talk about the good and the bad when it comes to the Jersey scene. So you're giving us the good, you're giving us who to check out and who doing good music. But like, what are some of the issues you have? Because like we be having issues down here in Miami too. And I be telling people like, because some people are like, yeah, it's better because at least up north they're more united. And I'm like, we're not. So you know what? For all my Dade County folk that think that if they move to New York and New Jersey, that
y'all would be fucked out there. To be honest, they will not. First of all, they'll look at you and feel a certain way, and you will want to go back to Miami. That's. Let me be honest with you.
It's a lot of hate.
It's a lot of hate, but there's some people who are not like that. There's a scene that, like I said, the people I told you I fuck with is the reason why I fuck with them because they're really about this Jersey shit. They're really about making all of us making it. So when I talk to people like PD and Craze and those other guys and stuff like that, it's because they're making dope music, but also they're trying to unite a lot of these artists together. Some people not about doing that, and maybe some people still about the spirit of competition. But I just like I already told you people. Told you guys. Like, if I'm living in the same neighborhood as you, eating the same food as you, in the same food desert, why the fuck do I care? Shouldn't care about none of that stuff.
Spirit of competition does happen though. You know that, and up there especially. And I would be a hypocrite if
before you say that, because that's on the thing. How do you feel about the music scene up there in New Jersey?
I love it.
You love
it?
Like
I said, I love it. Like I support who I support, and I big up who I big up, and I tell them to keep going because we need that. We need it because we at a point right now we gotta separate ourselves from New York, and people have to start understanding like we are our own sound, we are our own people. Oh, of other artists, I almost forgot. Fat Boy Sharif, Pootie, two dope artists I fucks with super heavy. I really would love to work with them, but they're on the verge of getting a good deal. So I don't want to fuck with that. I think they got something really good going on with what they're doing. But like the scene is beautiful. It's beautiful. In the beginning, it wasn't. To me, my biggest problem is the people who are before this scene, before the young, not really embracing
The OGs.
They're not really. That's why they call me the OG.
Yeah.
They're not. There's only certain people I saw embracing people, and that was Crisis. Shout out to Crisis, man. I met him. He was embracing the MVP. You remember MVP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he when people on Team Backpack was shitting on PD and Craze for releasing that I Ain't Do That video on their platform, he was defending them. So I was like, you know what? He a stand-up nigga. I like that. But a lot of these other older people or people who are in their 38s, almost hitting 40, and they're in their own bubble. They don't reach out to ours, or they try to do some bullshit like, oh, wait, reach out to me. Like, no, nigga, reach out to them.
Yeah, I can't stand that. I feel like I get the whole, you've been here and stuff like that, but also if you're working at being the change you want to see and being who you wish you had when you was their age or whomever, even if you just take one artist, one family member artist, somebody, and just give them the game. Like, you got to be giving something back. You can sell some of it. I ain't saying you gotta give it all up for free if you that kind of person, whatever the case is. Like,
but big up some people that are really, really doing good music, man. And if you don't get it, then just say that. That's all you gotta say. Let's just say it. Like, but
if you don't want help, just say that.
Yeah, let's say it, man.
If they already got to be on and you just want to ride coattails, just say that.
Well.
That happens a lot.
That's not happening.
You are gonna see that though. You're gonna see I always believed in you. Especially
come out of nowhere.
Hey young blood, I believed in you day one, right? I was rooting for you. Like, no, you weren't.
Where were you? I was listening. I was keeping my ear to the street.
Yeah.
And I wasn't hearing nothing. I ain't hear your voice. I heard other people, but I ain't hear your voice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But you know what though? Let's get to a track though. We still got more tracks.
We about to pay these bills to keep the lights on.
Shoot.
You already know.
Do you want to drop this new heat that you got coming out, Fat?
Yeah, after we pay these bills, we gonna drop that new crack. You feel me?
Yeah.
You already know. Corona took a lot of people. Rest in peace to them. Shout out to those who are hurt. I will always say every from now again to remember. I don't want y'all to take that vaccine, but it's really real out here. Tomorrow was never promised in the first place.
It is really real out here today. It's thug life in the studio.
Oh yeah, Olympic in the building. And like I always tell behind the scenes for y'all that don't know, I always say, we need to hear you on the mic more too.
They be hearing this, but I told you he got that radio voice right behind Flip.
Nah, he got the quiet storm voice. He got it.
Definitely do.
Jump on today.
He definitely
hold it down. Savage Flower taking Flip's place, and I'm taking Savage Flower's place. So Charles, man,
go ahead, man.
Give us like your 5 to 7 year plan. Like, what do you see? The podcast, what do you see everything yourself, media, like where you trying to take it in?
Well, let's just say in music, I hope to get a distribution deal with somebody who really understands the type of music we want to release and doesn't want to change a thing and can really help us be given out to a whole bunch to everyone. Like there's a lot of things going on with the space of Instagram, YouTube, how it's like pay to play in terms of getting your views up and all the other shit going on, and there's a lot of loopholes and all types of other stuff. Like, it's going to get to a point where people are going to get tired of it and they're going to start making their own platform. But in terms of like a plan, right now we're in the middle of trying to work on expanding the podcast family and trying to make more podcasts for other people.
Yeah.
So right now we're just in the middle of just trying like to see what can we do with podcasting. Like I already threw out ideas of making like episodic movie like podcasting, where writing scripts and just putting out in podcast form. I have to sit down with a team of writers to do that because that's a lot of work. Just that. I'm trying to get this motherfucker to do got the Senate.
That's it.
Man, I got so many grinds right now that like I know that I should have been did a podcast, but because you tell me about the Senate and then low key mentioned like you be doing the gaming shit. There is a market for that too. Mm-hmm. So at some point, I feel like I need a better personal base of operations to do that. So right now, I'm just like focused on the stuff that I'm doing right now, like was between music and camera work, and also some other stuff that I'll talk about another time. But
But all in all,
no Senate right now.
Yeah, but all in all, for all things aside, I constantly preach leverage in deals.
That's in life
and everything. Because I talk about how a lot of these record labels, they can be predatory in terms of like giving you certain deals, and you're fucking broke for the rest of your fucking life.
Still to this day.
Because you don't have no leverage. You just have a little bit of followers, a little bit of fans. And now we're trying to build. We're trying to build to get to a certain point where people were talking about us, because that was one of the issues that I've had in the beginning with podcasts. I felt like not enough people were talking. Now that I got an amazing cast around me of people, that have actually been my friends for a very long time. Like Black Madonna's been my friend since pre-K. Trey's been my friend since pre-K. Blue's been my friend since high school. We've been around each other forever. Like a lot of facets.
I love stuff like that.
A lot of facets in life. Like we have a massive plan for all things aside. And I have a bigger plan for Gem Radio because I want to open up that. I want to like do more of like understanding the artist more. The first ever artist I interviewed on Gem Radio was Stone Drums. He's from Atlanta, and it's crazy because I thought I saw a trajectory in him that I don't know if he saw or he was already in the middle of doing. Because when I came to Atlanta and saw what the fuck I saw when he was doing, I was blown the fuck away, man.
What was he doing?
He has an event showcase called the Controllerize. Controllerize, where all these beat makers come together and they all just like play beats in front of a whole bunch of people. But I went into this place, man. It was like a fucking. First, it was a beer. It's like a beer garden.
Okay. So
you go through this whole time. So you got food trucks in this motherfucker. Then you got a silent party on the other end. Then you have a whole bunch of game systems going around this corner. Then you got the stage. It's like a fucking zoo. Like shit. I was just like, yo, this man really is doing his thing. And then he got some placements on some Griselda shit. And then he got some he's doing his thing. I'm fucking happy that I had the chance to interview him. That was the first interview I had. Because I've been trying to get into the Combat Jack thing a lot, because that was like my nucleus, my pretty much like my mentor spiritually into podcasting. Mm-hmm. I wanted to really get into hip hop podcasting because of Combat Jack, because of Tax Stone for tax season. I don't know why. I just gravitated towards that shit so bad because I had people like that were around me like that. But, that shit just made me feel like everybody has a voice that needs to be heard. And this could actually be an opportunity for people to get out of certain things that could actually like cripple their lives. So, that's just my end goal, is to make sure that people are able to try something that they're very curious about. And if it expands upon that, we'll hopefully get leverage. We'll hopefully get enough leverage to bring a deal to the table where everybody will eat. That's pretty much it for me.
That's dope.
And you know what? That's like I was saying in the car earlier. That's why I want to see you take your podcast on the road and everything that you've been talking about with the podcast.
It's in the works. It's like right now. Yeah. It's like, you know, Blue just had a baby. Shout out to Blue, and shout out to my little niece Autumn Morning. You know, we're just trying to figure out how life is going to be for now, because a lot of things are changing, a lot of things are happening. But once we like finally say like, yo, we're gonna rent out this place, we're gonna have 2 artists performing, then we're gonna do a live podcast, and we're gonna see how it goes. Then we're gonna just go from there. You know, like I just really want to try it out first, because we've had offers on the table to do festivals. So
and you didn't take it?
I didn't take it because I felt like we were 7 episodes in. Do we know how to do a live show yet?
Okay.
Like you have to, like we have to write how it has to go. Like you have to look at other podcasts that do other live shows. I do that, but everybody else got to do it. It can't be just me. I can write the show, but it's gonna get to a point where I'm not gonna write the show anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta write it.
Strive for that day.
Because y'all are all y'all all have a percentage of ownership into the show, like money wise. Like y'all all have a percentage of ownership, so y'all have to do that part of the work. You know.
Sounds like a sales pitch to me. I'm gonna steal that from you.
Yeah.
For my next business meeting. But we gonna intro this brand new track from Fat Caesar featuring Ty Beat
305 underscore
305. You gotta do that, man.
Y'all gotta hear this.
Go ahead.
White Gold Dreams.
Hey, tell them.
Yeah. That was that brand new Fat Caesar and Ty Beat 305.
White Gold Dreams.
Hey. White Gold Dreaming.
Yeah,
hey, go ahead.
Yeah, before I even let me retract a little bit of the statement I said about my cast. My cast does put in ideas for topics. They do a great job with that. But whole episode writing, I'm on, like, shout out to Black Madonna, who does a lot of it every now and then, because she learns from me and she does a really good job. And she's my right hand woman. She's actually the president. No, shit. She's the vice president of Golden Ring Music Group. So, you know, like. She does a great job when she writes, and I'm hoping to see more of what she does for her podcast, which is supposed to be Velvet Do-Rags.
So let me ask you, what goes into the process of writing a whole show? Like, is it like one continuous type of?
Shit happens.
Talk to
shit
me.
happens all through the day. Like
example.
Anything that pops up, anything that's celebrity, and sometimes we like to talk about things that were norms to us, and just try to make light or just share some funny shit on it. Like, what did we talk? What was the funniest shit I brought up? Like,
the eating booty episode?
No, I didn't.
Shout out to Trick Daddy.
Shout out Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy, I want my shirt, man. I've been a member for years. Where's my shirt?
Nah. There was a time, I'm not ashamed to mention it, because you can go on the All Things Aside podcast and you can listen to this episode. I talked about, you know what, fuck it, man, these women out here crazy. I might fuck around, buy a fleshlight.
I just sent a picture of one of my girlfriend the other day and asked her would she be mad if I bought one. She put me on pussy punishment.
But I told the crew, I was like,
pocket pussy.
The reason why I didn't want to buy them, because there's not enough Nubian women in that has the mold. All of them are white. Too many white people. I can't fuck with that. You know. So there's no way in hell I can get a fleshlight. There's no way in hell. But just any random topics that come up, like we talk about a lot of things to do with politics in our city. You know, we got like a mayor who went to Hot 97 and like made a competition for people to get for little kids to get the vaccine so they can go to summer jam. Like, and if the most vaccinated school wins, they go to summer jam for free. I'm like, so with the kids that didn't, the kids that went and get vaccinated, they lost. So they just it's a lot of bullshit, man. Like we talk about a lot of things that's going on in our community, in our community, outside our community. A lot of conversations about sex,
Speaking of community, man, you a big guy, right?
Yeah.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When I come to Jersey, where do I go to eat at? Where are you eating at? What's your favorite like restaurant?
I'm
your
gonna tell
favorite
you this
spot?
right now. I go to a very expensive place called Harry's Daughter, and
Harry's Daughter.
Harry's Daughter, and
Goddamn.
it's a place that
We really talking about food?
She got some amazing pie. I would Harry's
I'm
Daughter.
gonna
I would assume she got some amazing pie.
Nah, but it's a place that like I put my whole crew on. I mean, I put the whole crew on too, and that's what we go to every time we do an episode. And we spend a lot of money there. And
at Harry's Daughter, what kind of cuisine? What you ordering off the dish, man? What should I order off of the menu?
The lobster mac and cheese most definitely is a must. The braised oxtails is a must.
Okay,
it's a Jamaican. It's a West Indian restaurant, and you know I'm borderline West Indian, so I love that fucking food so much. So, but it's like upper echelon West Indian food. So it's like you get some good old sorrel. That's alcoholic, man. That shit is amazing, dog. Like a lot of shit. There's a lot of food you can get from that place that you just go there, and you come back again. You get something new. It's still good. They don't miss.
I'm trying to think of where I could tell you to go eat at while you down here. You on Fat Caesar side. He could definitely go check out Pinot Landia.
I heard about that.
Y'all can check out Pinot Landia.
He saw the episode, by the way. You know the episode I'm talking about.
Okay,
Shout out Dollar.
Definitely Pinot Landia. Dollar just took me to this other spot down there called Motec, downtown Motec.
I want to go there.
Go check out Motec. Got some dope Mediterranean food. Like I gotta definitely double back. You know what I'm saying? Soon. I hear they open till 10 o'clock. Well, tonight I'm kind of busy. I can't go tonight, but definitely, man, we'll probably check it out.
But we about to play this PB Pluto stepping. You feel me? While y'all done made everybody.
Hey, stepping, nigga. We lived it like
stepping. Man, shout out PBE, man, for real.
Shout out to PBE, man. I want to make a quick announcement. Shout out to PBE, man. A month ago or something, he was down here, whatnot. We turned up, Rolling Loud weekend. We ended up going to the office, one of the most popping strip club establishments in South Florida. You know what I'm saying? And we ended up turning up so decent. We ended up getting an offer, a deal put on the table with the promotion staff at the office. So we will be picking up Monday nights at the office. We will be holding a 3-artist showcase. 3-artist showcase every Monday night, man. So tap in with us, please. Sign up. We're gonna have the registration form available for you very soon. But you could DM us at Rock the Block Show on IG, but definitely stay tuned if you're trying to perform at the office and have the whole Rock the Block experience with the section and the bottles and the whole hoopla video. Make sure you tapping in with us on a Monday night. So shout out to PVE Pluto because we did that with him and secured that deal. So we
dope. Shout out to
Which I got a question for you, since you brought that up.
Talk to me.
I know we got some special things going on for these artists, man. Packages and all of that coming up.
Yeah, I'm dropping some flyers on our page today.
Okay, we're gonna be dropping the flyers later, but definitely about the same thing I just said for sure. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have that available for you soon, like the submission form. If you want to perform at the office every Monday nights, we're gonna be in there turning up. This will be a dope experience, man. Come break your bones in the office and, like I say, get some dope footage. But my boy Mr.B, man, got some more questions for you.
Most definitely.
So you talked about some of like your inspiration for podcasts.
Yeah.
So in your opinion, what makes up a good podcast? What, in your opinion, what makes up a bad podcast? And are there any out there in particular that you?
Lack of interest. I found out in the middle of before I did All Things Aside podcast, I did a podcast called the Black Way Podcast. And it was with who's now the president of Golden Era Music Group, TG, and Black Madonna. And that's when I found out what creative differences really was. And I was like, if you didn't have a lack of interest in subjects, and you didn't contribute nothing in terms of like, what's the conversation about, then you're not gonna want to come in every doggone week to do a show.
Exactly.
So it got to a point where I'm gonna bow out of the show, and I was like, okay. That's all right. But you know, he's still the executive producer of Gem Radio, so I'd rather him do that. You know, give me like some new tracks to play every now and then. He's A&R for that, and that's cool. But when it comes down to podcasting, the chemistry got to be right.
You're right.
The chemistry got to be right because you know. When we first started Ultimate Side, it was just me and Black Madonna. We really wasn't planning to make it as big as what it was with the other two guests. I mean, not guests. I'm sorry. Whoops. The other two people that we have on the show, which is Trey and Blue. And but one of the craziest things about it is we have a doggone chat together for like the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, we're gonna put them on the show every like sometime, but it'll be in the second episode. Then our engineer was like, "Yeah, we gotta bring them back. They like y'all energy's great, but this shit is crazy." And I was like, "All right, we're gonna do it like this." But when it comes down to like a bad podcast, like I don't try to waste my time into it to a bad podcast. I don't know what a real bad podcast is. Like I try to like listen to podcasts that help me in certain things in finance, comedy, and like some sort of society and culture podcast.
Hip hop, hip
hop as well.
You know, those are three dope sectors to be definitely tuned in.
Yeah, so like one podcast I probably will not fuck with is Academics podcast.
What about it? What about his podcast?
Like, why not?
I think Academics is a detriment to hip hop, and he all of a sudden he was all promoting all this violence that was going on in Chicago, and now all of a sudden you want to try to be like this kind of like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this now and this and that. No, you was pushing it.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that, and now everybody.
He definitely capitalized.
He capitalized
off
a lot
of the
off
murder
that
and shit that was going on out there.
And now all of a sudden you want to like shit on people for being that way.
Yeah, now that's kind of lame as fuck if you really think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not with it. And
then once he kind of like, if you notice, he made videos about. People in that culture that was dying or getting killed.
And called it a parody.
And called it a parody, but he never reached back to any of those artists to kind of like create, other than maybe like the Lil Reese's or something like that. But he never really reached back into that community and did anything or gave them a platform than.
And now you see that this
the
man
bullshit.
is like getting mad at people like from Chicago, like Chief Keef, saying like he don't want to do his show and stuff like that because Chicago don't really fuck with that.
Ain't fuck with that shit
like that. Like I said,
he exploited their culture.
He really did.
On, so.
He really did in the beginning, and he talks too much shit for somebody who stays in the house.
Fact.
Like I can't like this man like be talking a lot of shit on a lot of people that could probably beat his ass in the street, and he don't come out the house. So that I don't like that type of shit.
Fact. He do come off.
And he harboring a rat.
Yeah. Yes, he is. See, you the man for that, bro. I was like, am I gonna bring that up?
How you feel about Wack 100 just defending this nigga though?
I don't know. Wack 100% was defending him. I do think he was taking advantage of a sensationalized moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it don't seem like he stood on either side of the fence. He was just like there for the hoopla, like there for the publicity that was behind it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's trying to convince the people that this guy's a civilian, so, whatever.
To be honest, I do feel like the 9 Trey should have never
of course,
put that man into that type of
Any
shit.
grown man shouldn't have been running around with this little rainbow hair punk ass kid. It ain't got nothing to do with rainbow hair, but it's just like, come on, you're not cut. Like, we come from the jungle with gorillas. That nigga at best was a fucking chimp. You know what I'm saying?
He was pedigreeing women on dirty mattresses before we don't want to go that.
He was rapping in Europe with like Polish rock bands and stuff like that too. At one point.
Look, man, like I just don't fuck with that whole.
No, he never was hood. No.
Yeah, you definitely don't put somebody like that ain't cut from that cloth in those circumstances and expect them to stand tall. Like I don't know what they was expecting from that.
That's why I respect a lot of people who molded a lot about what I did, what I've done. Because when I started seeing like the interviews and how like Shotty was like perpetuating like why 6ix9ine was doing all this stuff when he was like wilding the fuck out. I'm like sitting like, you're his OG and you're just like, you pushing this?
He's getting that bag. That's how he was looking at it. He was exploiting him.
He was, because it just felt like he was exploiting the shit out of him.
Exactly. That's all it was. And then, like you see,
And then
greed,
it fucked them over.
Greed fucked them all over. They let it cloud their better judgment at a certain point, and that's what you have. The end of nine trade, pretty much, or you know what I'm saying.
Wow.
Those founder members. But yeah, you know, the Rainbow Head Kid, he out here on the streets running around, still making music, still performing, doing shows, living his life.
But speaking of that,
he definitely is.
We gotta mention the fact that Fort Lauderdale.
What about it?
Is Fort Lauderdale, and Miami is Miami. So when he was on IG talking about, I'm in Miami, no, you was in Fort Lauderdale, and you wasn't even in the areas we consider Broward, bro. You were by Benihana's in Miramar, bro.
I don't know where he was at.
Not Benihana's. But
not
look,
even in the hood. Nothing.
That Brenda's baby will be dropping tomorrow.
Hey, y'all remember that name though, man. Poon DeVille. Make sure y'all tap in with her. She's a hard-working artist from South Florida. And
very hard-working.
She be snapping, and she got a hell of a live show. So if y'all looking for some entertainment, you know what I'm saying?
She the one, not the two.
She the one, not the two.
She got freestyles on there right now. Been dropping little crack for this drop that's happening tomorrow. So y'all gotta tune in and tap in with girl.
Big facts, Mr.B, man. You came in, you walked in with your all things aside podcast shirt on. You didn't bring
none for us.
None. No
Everybody
extras.
always bring they merch. I ain't trying to. They just bring their merch because we trade merch because we got RDB in the trunk.
Hey,
it's rough up there. It's rough.
Y'all see why I had to move, right?
You see the price of apartments.
Hey,
hell yeah. Nah,
hey,
you ain't lying, man.
Shit looking like New York prices up there.
Something like that.
I'm trying to quit my job. Like, if y'all can't pay me enough to like work, if you can't pay me enough to live in this motherfucker, then I don't want to work here.
Facts.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, these people living on luxurious apartments, and I can't afford that shit, and I'm working.
They don't want to do that.
I'm gonna find something. No, they can get discounts, but still, like, it's not enough. It's not enough.
No, but any job, they don't want you to ever
be in that class.
Yeah, they not even that class. It's just like you're never gonna be as rich as them.
Yeah.
Like how somebody can bless you and buy a million
That's
things
why we
except shirts. That'll never happen working at 9 to 5. Nobody gonna come and give you a bonus that's gonna be $50K, $20K. Like that'll never happen while we working out.
But shout out to the fact that the tenants bless us every damn year.
Yeah.
A good ass amount of money. So that gets me out of debt.
Definitely.
Like for the first beginning part of the year.
Hey, definitely.
Yeah, we got to set up that All Things Aside Patreon account. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Patreon.
We're working on that.
Facts.
We're working on it. We
get them drops in there, man. Mr.B.
We're working on it. But to get All Things Aside, Golden Era Music Group, Gem Network merchandise, go to goldeneramg.com. And
also, if you want to send some donations over, not that he's asking for, but I'm gonna just put it out there. Cash App money sign Mr.B 201 GEM. Mr. B 201 Gem. You heard me, man.
Donate now.
Do not hesitate.
Podcast episodes are fucking expensive.
Do not hesitate to show some love.
All things aside, over $100.
Big facts. You tell me.
Shout out your engineer, though,
shout out
bro.
to Frankie, though. G blesses us, though.
Yeah.
Frankie holds it down.
Tell that nigga to call me. Been trying to reach him for like 6 months.
Damn.
Frankie busy, man.
Frank a busy man.
No, I know. Shout out to him though. For those who don't know, that's the dude that engineered my first 3 albums. So it's legendary shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
But yeah, man, you got all sizes though for your merch. Like you got for everybody.
As you see, my fat ass is wearing.
Okay. You might have got one special for you though.
No.
Okay.
Because I was really nice when I started doing the merch, in like the second string of doing merch. I was like, you know what? Champion don't make shit my size, but Gildian does. So I'm gonna make an economy version. I'm gonna make a luxury version. I said Champion's luxury. So I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna wear the economy shit. It looks good though. It looks fire.
Yeah, it looks fire.
Shout out to the good people who actually did do the print jobs for it.
No, the quality look amazing though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at how
I'm surprised because that's a whole new company. Like I said, it's a lot of trial and error for doing drop shipping. That's a whole nother topic to talk about drop shipping.
Yeah.
And like now we're talking about like there's a possibility that drop shipping is going to be affected because they found some containers in the water and it has to deal with clothing. It's about to be real fucked up.
Hold on, you said clothing or COVID?
Clothing.
Oh, I was gonna say not another COVID
T-shirts,
thing.
everything.
Yeah.
Found that shit in the water, and then you might have to raise up prices on T-shirts and everything.
Wow.
So there's a possibility of that happening.
Wow, that's
So,
crazy.
but right now we safe because of the stock that's already here.
You got mugs though too, right?
We got mugs. We got a person who does the color changing mugs. Shout out to Desiree. Color changing mugs. Like mug is blue, and then you put you make some coffee, and it gets hot. And you see the whole thing inside cast on your mug. It's fucking beautiful.
It's like, bitch, I'm in your mug.
Yeah, man.
We need the all things aside.
I told like Ursula, man, you did a spread eagle in the fucking photo, and I was just like, this is gonna be the cover, right? And you gonna be the only. You gotta live with this for the rest of your life.
Not the rest of your life.
But shout out to Marcus Prime, man. Like he the creator of the 09 comic strips. Like I was a big fan of his work, and I was like, yo, we need to get him to do our cover. Like we had to find a way to do it. He was ignoring the fuck out of me for like the last couple of months, and then Black Madonna was like, let me try it. And that's why Black Madonna does all the reaching out from now on. Because every time when I can't get nobody to answer, she gets them the answer. I'm just like, you know what? This is your job. Now.
Shout out to Black Madonna.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But yeah, she got it done, and he was actually in business to do some commissions, and I was like, yo, let's get this done. Let's get this done right now, and I've been happy about it since. It's been our definitive cover for a while. And just to see the people around you be like, yo, I'm a cartoon. Like, yo, I'm like, people are like really happy about this shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yeah, I'm putting people on to different shit and showing you that you can do anything. The next thing is animation.
Definitely.
Hey,
I want you to intro that other Nis and Teen track though from your artist.
Oh yeah.
Nis does not want me to premiere this, but I don't give a damn.
Listen,
this is what
we
you
gotta
need to be
drop
pushing,
we
bro.
drop
It's fire.
only the
This
newest
record
and hottest
is-
unreleased crack. You
This
know?
record, this record
Drop a
surprised
bomb.
me. This is Nis 17, Grove, Green.
Brand new.
This shit sound like
Brand new Nis and Teen, baby. Let's go.
my niggas on the west, what up? Cheese, you know what it is? Yeah.
I'm not sorry, Nis.
Nis
I'm
and
not
Teen.
sorry.
Shout out Nis, you
Glad
killing it.
He brought it down here. I'm glad I dropped it in the email. You're not getting it back. We will be dropping that crack from time to time. But,
Hey,
you know,
look, you on rotation, bro.
Mr. B, you got the talent over there, man. I
You feel me?
definitely hope and pray you secure that distribution soon, because the world need to really hear what y'all cooking up. You know what I'm saying? This Fat Caesars.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like
For
what's
real.
coming with this new project coming for him.
Oh
man.
man.
I'm too excited. Like what's so crazy about Laji when we talk about these things, like he's like, yo, this is better than the last thing. We say it for every fucking project.
It's true. Every time I drop an album, I make it better than the last one, and I actually do that. And I didn't know I was gonna do it.
At this point, just the work stands on its own as its own set of work. That's the way it is. Like, everybody has their preferences, and like they can get that with Fat Caesar, man. Like that's what it's always been. But Fat Caesar keeps evolving, man. Y'all gotta respect it.
Yeah,
really
no,
do.
definitely Fat Caesar. Man, Fat Caesar recorded fucking 2 albums in 2 months one time. Or some 1 month maybe. Like,
Yeah, when you first
Listen,
beginning
Fat
of the
Caesar don't
month
play.
and then the end of the month.
Fat Caesar don't play in that studio. That's one
Fat
thing
Caesar
about
be
it.
like,
Yeah.
what you doing? Obi having so much to do. Be like, I love fat
Can't
C's.
Nah, and you
missing the last couple studio sessions. Can't even pull up.
Yeah,
but he know though that I'm be representing though. I'm representing for my family here in Miami, and I'm be representing for my family up top.
Man.
Definitely,
Well, I know
always. You
most
always
definitely.
repping.
When
Most
I think-
definitely, if we do,
Oh no, definitely. What
if
you
we
saying?
if we do the All Things Aside tour, and we do bring it to Miami, I'm most definitely having you and Ty V and Olympic on that music.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely, man.
Definitely.
And you know what? If there's a way to get on the podcast even from a distance, like talk to us, man. We got technology.
Hey, we can save that trip though.
Real talk.
We
real
do got to
talk.
do that trip.
Real
We're gonna do
talk.
the trip.
They were all supposed to come down with me.
That's
Dang.
what we heard. That's what we heard. It was supposed to be like.
Tell
that.
them I'm upset.
Things happen, and like I said, one had a baby.
Hey, you can't knock that. You can't knock that because I'm a woman. That ain't no easy feat.
Y'all got hit
You
with a
feel me?
storm too.
Definitely.
Recently.
Oh,
Definitely,
That was
but
crazy.
look, I want you to understand. When I work, my desk is right in front of the Hudson River.
ooh,
Yeah.
dang,
So
you get
the
a nice view.
possibility of that water coming up to hit going towards me is a very big possibility. Thank God it never happened, but it was
Really?
bad in a lot of other areas in that area. But I like I said, that happened when what was it? Sandy happened. The water came up,
Oh, I remember
flooded
Sandy.
out all those buildings.
Fuck
all
Sandy,
the,
by the way.
Definitely.
all the buildings, all the lobbies. They had to redo everything. Like, yeah, like that shit could have happened. But yeah, that storm was crazy. It ain't nothing to be played with. But
Yeah, for
but
sure.
fuck all the
Shout out to
government
everybody.
officials that not giving aid to the poor communities.
For sure.
For
Shout out to
sure.
everybody affected by those storms down in Louisiana and all that.
Most definitely.
Hey, Mr.B, we about to get up out of here in a
Yeah.
second. Is there any last things you want to leave the people with, man?
And make sure you drop that social one more time.
Definitely your social.
Your artist
Not
name.
your social security, but your social media.
I know what y'all mean. But what I just want to tell everybody is just if you ever have a thought, if you ever have like an inkling on what you really want to do, try it. And you don't have to do it big. You can start small and you can build till you get to that point. The best thing to do is just to try. And then once you just get the whiff of doing what you're doing, you will be excited to hopefully get to where you want to be. No one wants to work for the rest of their life. Some people do.
Right.
Some people do.
Work
But
for
then
me.
there's some.
Hell no.
But then there's
Don't
some.
work for me.
But then there's some people who want to work for themselves and also help others. And I understand what I'm doing going to music groups is that I'm helping others find themselves in ways they never thought they could. And
Facts.
like a lot of people will tell me like, I never thought of doing podcasting. Well, now you know someone was doing it, so I'm giving you the alley to try it.
Facts.
Because I want to see you do something. But sometimes for me, when I see that some people talk, I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's a star. Like, this is it. Like, when I first heard Black Madonna talk, I'm like, she's a fucking star. Then there's a guest that we had, shout out to Shawnee. I was like, she could have her own podcast where she just talk about manifestations and shit. And it could help people or talk about education or something like that. I'm like, dude, like, I'm just thinking just mad fucking ideas on the fly. So I can be
Definitely.
like,
I'm glad you around to activate these people though.
I think everybody has to have a purpose, and I feel like my purpose right now is to make people find something that they never thought they could, and hopefully it makes them happy.
Definitely, but we have had Mr.B here with us tonight.
Mr.
You
B,
feel me?
Traveled all the way from Jersey, man. We
Yeah.
greatly appreciate
Founder,
God.
manager,
Yeah.
king.
you. You always got a home here. Anytime you promoting anything, anytime
Thank
you going on a promo run or something,
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure you stop through.
Oh,
Bring the good news
they got
here.
no choice.
Keep sending those dope records over.
For real.
Tonight, wow.
Definitely. But Fats, I'm gonna play your track one more time because I know we was having some technical
CJ
difficulties.
Savage.
This that white gold dreams. Fat C's.
Oh wait, hold up. Socials, my socials. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
social
I'm sorry.
media.
ahead.
Yeah, you
Mr.
forgot.
I told you over here getting wrapped up in your story. Come on.
Instagram, Mr.B _201, Golden Era Music Group, All Things Aside Pod, and Gem Network .pod, I think it is. Yeah.
The IGs, y'all make sure y'all follow.
Make sure you follow and tap in.
Yep.
Tap in.
CJ Savage.
There we
Let's
go.
get to it.
Fat
DJ
C's.
White Gold Dreams, baby.
Featuring Tyvee _305, baby.
Every day.